Alright guys, welcome back to For Johan on the FM18 beta. We're here with the Ajax boys. It's been a mixed bag, to be honest. We're struggling to get a system in place. I think we might have one. We've won a couple of games, so that's a positive. But you can see on the league table, we're down in 10th place, 5 points from our opening 4 games. We need a win today. We're playing away at Den Haag. So let's wrap up a few of the results that we've had since you were last with us, which was the 2-0 home victory over Plazen, VVV Venlo, a 3-3 draw, so high action. We were awful yet again. We barely troubled Venlo. We were lucky probably to get the 3 goals that we did, and yeah, they deserved to win. We just made too many errors, and we weren't very good in the attack. Then we switched it up, and we managed to record a 3-0 comfortable victory over Zwolle, and that was pleasing. So we kept with that system. We actually managed to, although we rode our luck at times, we managed to win 2-1 at Monaco. Now that's very encouraging for obvious reasons. So yeah, maybe we've hit a system that will give us a little bit of steel in the penalty area. Let's have a quick look at it. You just rely on a box-to-box midfielder and a deep line playmaker. Now, we don't really have a player that can play box-to-box, as far as I can tell. Donny van der Beek is probably the most suitable for that, but he's picked up an injury in that Monaco game, so he's out. So we're going to play Sint-Graven there. We've also had a bit of grief from Viergiver. He wasn't playing ahead of Mitchell Dykes, and I'm gonna stick with Viergiver today, just because he's been moaning. The team sort of supported him when I said it would mean dropping other players, and now the team seemed to rally around Viergiver. So I'm tempted to give him more time on the pitch. So we're going to stick with him today. If he fails, then he fails. If he succeeds, then that's great for everyone. So that's the team we're going to play with. We're going to keep Dolberg on the bench. He misses a lot of chances. I don't know if I'm just using him wrong. We'll keep Huntelaar out there. He's got 5 goals for us, so that's better than 0. I'll see you pitch side. So here we go, then here's the teams. It's a mid-table clash at this stage. I think we're 10th and they're 11th, so who knows how it could go. So you can see our system's a little bit asymmetric, and let's hope we're going to ask the assistant to do a little bit of probably jet lag in the boys as well, tiredness from that trip to Monaco in the week, and we need to really push on and start to put a few results together. We're already 7 points behind Feyenoord at the top of the table, so we've got ground to make up. And you know, I'm struggling really. It's difficult to put your finger on why we're underperforming, but I'm hoping that we will turn the corner in the league and see some better results as we approach the 20-minute mark with very little going on. But we've had better of the game, although as I say, that is the first noteworthy highlight of the fixture. It's a cross, deep cross, and put in at the far post. Pretty poor defensive work, launch ball into the box, and a decent finish in the end, but the defender should be covering that. It's Ricardo Kirchner. It's just a lobbed ball towards the back stick, and the keeper is nowhere. Nana's nowhere on that, so that's pretty poor. We go straight from kick-off though, so maybe we can get straight back in it. Sint-Graven gives it to Verber, who goes left to Viergiver, gives it to Sint-Graven, and here's Younes on the left side to De Jong, who loses out. He just dallied on the ball and gives it away. And here come Den Haag again, and here's Becker. He crosses. It's headed down, and really they should have scored, so they should be 2-0 up inside the first 25 minutes. Pretty horrendous defending from us all told, and it's a corner now for Den Haag, and they head just over the bar. They could easily be 3 goals to the good, and the system that has looked so secure in the last couple of games seems to be failing. Schöne takes the free kick and drifts one just wide of the post, so that's better, but again it's a free kick. Very little generated from open play as far as I can tell. We need to start winning this ball. We made changes at the back because we've had to, due to fitness, that travelling. There's that thing again, the great save. He never meant that. The crosses, there's a little bit too much in that, I think. And headed away. That should be that, although Gorta will get there first. Gives it to Duplan. Becker will chase down. He's got very slide tackled. Managed to keep the ball in, did Verber, so that was good. So can we find our way back into this just before half time? Alkayati gives it to Duplan. To a slightly injured Cannon. Goes all the way back to Gorta, to Becker. I mean, they're actually moving the ball better than we can. Veltman wins, and that's a terrible release. and it gives it straight back to us, puts us straight in trouble, and Al-Kayati just puts it wide of the post. This sort of feels like the home defeat to Nice. We've just been fortunate to only be this far down, and to be quite honest, it's not good enough. I would be genuinely fearful for my position, to be quite honest. I don't know where the game is failing us. Let's have a quick look at the analysis here. You can see the heat map. We're having far more of it, and we're spreading the play quite nicely across the front. So we're not really focusing on any particular area. They're just not. Here we go. The team. We're not connecting with too many of our crosses. I mean, maybe we're playing target man. Maybe Huntelaar isn't perhaps a target man that you'd expect. I don't know. Maybe he's just not capable of performing that role. We have a corner though. 50 minutes played. It's headed away. Verber holding on to the ball. Gives it to Schöne. Crosses, and again it's a cross that causes a problem when you just don't expect it. I'm just not convinced. There's a nice picnic arrangement there if you wanted to go for some picnics at Den Haag. Huntelaar is chasing down. I mean, he shouldn't really be the one collecting the ball from a corner that's clear like that, but he is. I don't really know what to do, to be honest. The new. I mean, he's been pretty awful as Huntelaar, and it's not the first time. I know he's got most of our goals, but he's just not been good enough in recent weeks. His contribution play is pretty woeful. Schöne will take this free kick. It's just wide again. So our best moments have come from been nearly moments, no better than that. And I don't really know how to improve what we're seeing. Let's see what we can do. I think we're going to get on De Jong for Sinkgraven. And I think as well, Viergiver, maybe we've wound him up too much, but he's been pretty awful today. Pretty poor, pretty average at best, 6.4. And we're behind at Den Haag, and this is going to move us closer to the, not nowhere near where we need to be. It's going to move us closer to the relegation zone. That's not a bad ball as it turns out. Dahlberg, but he'll shoot and he'll miss. It's the forward players are just misfiring. You know, I mean they're not getting great service, I must admit, but the chances that they are getting, you'd expect Dahlberg to hit the target there certainly. And we're gonna come up short here. I think Schöne, last chance saloon for Ajax. It's headed away. It's going to be Den Haag to bring it away. Of Al-Kayati, who's caused us problems all day. That's a great ball to Kirchner, and no one's closing him down. He's got the freedom of the park to run into. He crosses. We get a little bit lucky, but it still comes to Myers. Gives it to Becker. Back to him. They're working it nicely left side. It's Kirchner. It's nicely ball across. Should have scored. They've had so many clear chances, I would say, and deserved the 3 points. I'm at a loss to explain the performance in terms of the quality that we produced there. That was this disgraceful performance yet again from a few players. I think we're learning a lot about the team in these results, and the fact that the Ajax squad is perhaps a little bit weak in terms of real strength in depth, but also I'm not learning the system that we need to play. I think I really need to go back to the drawing board. This leaves us in 13th place out of 18 teams, 7 points off the top spots, and they've got a final have a game in hand. Given their final, you'd expect them to win. I really need to sort out this system and figure out the best way of playing to our strengths here, because it's just not happening for us. I think we're a little bit struggling to get Huntelaar and Dahlberg playing together, so I think it is going to have to be one or the other. Sadly, when they both play poorly, then we're going to struggle. But it's been so poor, the last two results aside, and then to go there and lose with no real fight and no real strength in that defeat to Den Haag is beyond poor. I think what we'll do is we shall look to return, perhaps with a Sparta game. I'm trying to ignore the Champions League. Obviously, we've Champions League our way through the opening few episodes. So, albeit Manchester City, I think the league is going to be more of a pressing concern. So we'll come back for Sparta Rotterdam at home on October 14th. So, yeah, hopefully we can improve. I'll try some new tactics. Luckily, we've got a cup game against Excelsior. It's not the Excelsior of the real league. It's Excelsior Marseille. Marcel Louis, so that'll be a chance to maybe try a few different systems. Yeah, brilliant. All right, well, thank you very much for watching today. Do follow me at Knock It Wide on Twitter, like the video if you've enjoyed, and subscribe for more. I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.